Good morning, Unity of Medina. How's everybody doing today? Yay. Welcome, live stream viewers. If you're out there, we're glad you have joined us. And we are going to have a wonderful day, even with the little bit of dreariness that's outside. It's going to be a beautiful day, and that's because we choose to do that. So let us go ahead and center in on our heart space. Let us take a moment to get ready for our service, for our day, for our week. Take a deep breath in. And as we center in on our heart, we open to the possibilities that exist all around us. We see the divine in everything. We know that God is there no matter what. And in that infinite consciousness that is God, we are one in spirit. We see that connection with each other, within ourselves, and we see it blossoming forward and moving to a new expression of who we are. And so I want to say thank you to the divine. Thank you to everyone who has joined us today. Thank you for every possibility. And in that appreciation, in that awareness of our divine nature, I say thank you, God, and so it is. Amen. So if you'd like to join us, we'll sing our opening songs. Just one song. Yes. Oh my God, one song.
Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. When I feel afraid, think I've lost my way, still you're there right beside me. Nothing will I fear as long as you are near. Please be near me to the end. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. I will not forget your love for me, and yet my heart forever is wandering. Spirit, be my guide and hold me to your side, and I will follow to the end. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Nothing will I fear as long as you are near. Please be near me to the end. Thy word is a lamp
Morning again. Welcome again to Unity of Medina. Here at Unity, we affirm our core values of integrity, joy, acceptance, love, and spiritual growth. August is the power of will. Michele will light the silver candle. As she's lighting the candle, let us affirm together our affirmation of faith for the month for the power of will. I choose my good based on spiritual understanding. Today's daily word is glory. I celebrate the glory of God in myself and all others. Magnificence, radiance, and tremendous power. These are awe-inspiring qualities that describe the glory of God. Because I'm a living expression of spirit, these glorious attributes are also part of my spiritual nature. In the peace of prayer, exquisite awareness of God's glory fills my mind and heart. Everyone is God's living expression, a reflection of divine glory just as I am. Even when my limited human perception has not yet perceived it, my faith shows me this truth about every person I meet. As my awareness of glory within awakens, spiritual wisdom, understanding, and love teach me to cooperate with all who are seeking to build a better harmony, abundance, and compassion among all of humankind and the world's creatures. Today's passage is taken from John 17:22. The glory that you give me, I have given them, so that they may be one as we are one. Now Angie will prepare us for meditation.
Peace within me. Peace surrounding me. Peace from me. By thy grace let there be peace. Peace within me. Peace surrounding me. Peace from me. By thy grace let there be peace. Ekankara satanam siri waheguru. Ekankara satanam siri waheguru. Ekankara satanam siri waheguru. Ekankara satanam siri waheguru. Peace within me.
If your eyes aren't already closed, please close them as you'd like. And take a deep breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs. As you breathe in, slowly exhale, releasing any tension or stress. Take a few more deep, cleansing breaths and allow yourself to become present in this moment. Now gently bring to mind a mistake or a regret that you've been holding on to. See it clearly in your mind's eye, but do not judge it. Simply observe it as part of your past. As you continue to breathe deeply, imagine a warm golden light surrounding this mistake. The light represents forgiveness, acceptance, and love. With each inhale, allow this light to grow brighter and stronger. With each exhale, feel the mistake begin to dissolve into the light, becoming less and less burdensome. Release the weight of this past action and let it go. Think silently to yourself, I release this mistake. It does not define me. I am free. See that golden light expanding beyond the mistake, filling your entire being. This light is your truth, your divine nature, your unchanging self. Feel the warmth and peace it brings you as you rest in this truth. Take a few more deep breaths, feeling the light and the freedom that it brings. And when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to this present moment, carrying this sense of release and peace with you. You are remarkable beings. And truly, truly one with God. Enjoy and revel in this peace as we continue through our day. Thank you, Angie. All right. So, how many of you have never made a mistake? Raise your hand. Really? Okay. How many of you feel that the mistakes that you've made define who you are? Oh, good. No raised hands there either. That's good. You know, I've made a lot of mistakes in my past. Some of them have been silly mistakes. Some of them have been stupid mistakes. Some of them have been actually kind of important things that I regret and wish I could have done differently. But I want to tell you one particular story, and I don't know if I've told you this before, but my family's from Canada, so I was on my way up to Canada to visit my cousins, and I'm going across the Peace Bridge, and I'm in the lines, waiting to get up to the guy that looks at your the customs agent, and I see an open space. So there are 20 to 30 different little spaces for the customs agents, and we've got 20 or 30 lines of cars, but I see a space. I think there's an opening. And for whatever reason, I went out of my line and drove toward that open space. Because those 500 people that were already on the bridge were missing the fact that there was an open line. Or so I thought. I've never been more humiliated and shamed in my life by other people, physically. Canadians are normally nice people. But when you do something that outrageous, they're going to tell you about it. I spent hours in this no space, like in between two lines, trying to figure out what I was going to do. Hours. And I cried and cried and cried, and I knew I had made a mistake, but I didn't know what I was going to do. I couldn't go backwards to get back in line. I couldn't move forward. There was just no place for me to go, so I just kind of tried to get back into line. And this one car, there were like 4 or 5 people in it, so there couldn't be more angry Canadians than that. And so they roll down their windows and they just start yelling at me and telling me how stupid I am, and I'm already crying, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, I need your help, I need to be able to get through the line, I can't just sit here for the next 6 hours, I did something really dumb. And they weren't gonna let me in, and I just finally said, I gotta try. So I pushed my way in and I got in. And they tried to hit my car. But they didn't, because I guess they realized that that would have been a silly mistake for them to have an accident in the middle of the Peace Bridge. It was not a very peaceful bridge that day, let me tell you. And I remember that mistake to this day because of that shame and that guilt and that feeling of dread. And now, I don't want that mistake to define who I am, but it is part of me. It is part of my past. It is part of what makes me who I am today. I am much more patient with people. And I'll just sit in a line forever, even if it's the wrong line, because I don't want to make anybody angry. And that is part of who I am now, more patient, more loving, more kind. And that's not even a really bad mistake. I mean, think about the things that impact other people in in more physical ways. You know, mistakes that you've made that have cost people money or have created dis-ease or discomfort. What do I want to say? One of those disses. And but we're taught when we're young that we need to learn from our mistakes, right? We always get told that mistakes happen and that we can learn from them and we can grow from them, and that's how we become who we are. But at the same time, our culture doesn't like people to make mistakes. They don't say, oh, that's okay, let's take this as a learning moment, let's figure out what to do and make this better. You get the blame and the shame and the guilt and the angry Canadians. What I would like to do is to remind us that we can let go of some of those past mistakes. We can start to grow ourselves up, and we can evolve into something different than who we were back then. I know I'll never do that action again. And there are probably mistakes that some of you have made that you're like, I know I'll never do that again. But then we sometimes have mistakes that, well, we kind of do them over again because we don't learn from them. And those would be things that become like our bad habits or, reoccurring episodes in our lives. So I want to take a moment just to define what is a mistake, why we hold on to these mistakes, and then how we can let them go. That is my goal today. And the dictionary says that a mistake is a wrong action or statement proceeding from faulty judgment, inadequate knowledge, or inattention. And I would say that mistake that I gave you as an example, I had all three going for me. But many times it's one or the other. There are the mistakes that we actually make, the things that happen, and then there's the mistake that we make by putting ourselves down, by feeling less than, or feeling that the future has no way forward because of this mistake that we've made. And so that brings us down even further. It brings us further away from who we truly are. We know that mistakes are unavoidable, but gosh darn it, we can't stop making them. We can't stop judging them. But when we acknowledge and identify them correctly, we can improve our lives. We can improve ourselves, we can improve our families, our work, and the world around us. But why do we hold on to mistakes? According to research, the average person has approximately 60,000 thoughts a day. 60,000 thoughts. But what is truly concerning is that 75% of those thoughts are negative, and that 90% are repetitive. So we're not only having negative thoughts, we're having repeat negative thoughts. We think those things over and over again. And I can hear the voices in my own head going, well, you shouldn't have done that. Well, you could have done that better. Well, why are you, trying to fix that? There's nothing to fix, you can't fix that, or whatever those voices are that are in my head. And you can get stuck there sometimes, right? Because we need certainty in our lives. And when we make a mistake, that certainty kind of goes away. So we build up stories around those mistakes that create one possible path, and it's usually not the best path. But what I know in truth is that we have endless possibilities and that we need to train our brain, retrain it, to think things through differently. We need to use what we do know and start right where we are. So all those things that happened to me in the past don't define me, but they help me realize who I can be in truth. They activate what I know, and they allow me to move forward. And they give me the opportunity to grow. So how do we grow with a mistake? Well, first we need to learn to accept them. We have to understand that they happen and that everybody has had them, because I didn't see anybody raise their hand earlier when I asked if you had no mistakes. And some of them might be worse than others, but that doesn't mean that you're a bad person or that, your mistake is worse than anybody else's. That's part of that judgment that we have. We need to let that go and say, okay, I know I made a mistake. We need to create more self-acceptance and self-love, which is a way that we can create more inner peace within ourselves. Brené Brown says that owning our story can be hard, but not nearly as difficult as spending our lives running from it. Embracing our vulnerabilities is risky, but not nearly as dangerous as giving up on love and belonging and joy. It is only when we are brave enough to explore the darkness that we discover the infinite power of the light. That light is our Christ nature. That light is our one in spirit with God. What she calls our story are partly our mistakes, our regrets, the guilt, the emotions that we feel when we do something that we know after that we shouldn't do anymore. Maya Angelou said, "Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it." I'll say that again. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it. So we also need to learn forgiveness for those past mistakes, not only for ourselves, but for others' mistakes too, because, I sometimes see someone in the light of, well, this is what they always do. This is how they always behave. These are the mistakes that they'll make. And so I don't want to empower them to do anything because I know that they're going to mess it up anyway. So why would I do that? And for myself, I know that that is harsh judgment. And so when I start thinking those thoughts, one of those 60,000 thoughts in my head, I stop myself and I say, wait a minute, they are a child of God. They are part of who I am. They are part of this world. And we all have worthiness, and we all have something to do in this world. And maybe, just maybe, the mistakes that we make help other people to not make those mistakes. That maybe it's a teaching tool that allows people to miss or skip that part. So when I watch somebody else making a mistake, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I know not to do that. But I still have those moments where I'm not thinking clearly, or I use poor judgment and I do something that I think is fills me with regret or with guilt. But that's when I need to trust in divine guidance. We need to trust our instincts. We need to understand that whatever happened was the right thing because it's what happened. So whatever, that's that what it is, it is what it is. It is what it is. I never used to like that saying, but when I think of it in this term, I think of whatever happened was the right thing because it is what actually happened. So there's no reason for me to go back and forth and think, well, if I had done it this way, or if I had done it that way, or if I had chosen a different path, or, we are where we are, right? We need to acknowledge that and accept that. And we need to forgive ourselves so that we can trust in that divine nature. That we know that there is a God that wouldn't have put us out here to just be willy-nilly and go anywhere and do anything. That there is a purpose for everything that happens to us, and we do have free will. We do have the choice to make a decision, but we don't know if that decision was the quote-unquote right decision or wrong decision because we don't know what the plan is from God, right? We think we have a path. We think we know what we want to do, but then sometimes things take us in a different manner. What do I want to say? When I look at everything that's happened in my life, I realize that I'm really lucky to be where I am. I never got married and I never had kids, and I kind of regret that. I kind of am upset about that, but I have been learning to forgive myself and my circumstances, but now I know that I have the ability to go wherever I want to go, and I don't have to worry about my family, which I would if I had one, and I still want one. Just saying. But the mistake that I make in that is thinking that I'm not a full person because I didn't experience those things yet. Because I am whole within myself. Does anybody remember that show, that movie, Jerry Maguire? And the famous saying out of that movie was, "You complete me." What a bunch of hogwash that is. Now, I agree that we have soulmates. I agree that we have companions for life, that we have people that come into our lives that we can be with and love and cherish, and they'll always be there for us. But we know through our unity principles that we complete ourselves, that we are completely whole, healthy, loving, and loved, just as we are. That there is nothing that needs to complete us but our own love, our own acceptance. And maybe having a little bit of gratitude for those things that have happened in the past. Gratitude that I am where I am and I'm able to do what I can do. I read a story about Miles Davis and Herbie Hancock. And Herbie Hancock used to play with Miles Davis. And he was playing a piano solo, and all of a sudden he hit a wrong chord. And all he could think of was, oh crap, And he didn't know what to do to recover from his mistake. But what happened next was that Miles Davis took that wrong note and created a set of music that complemented the mistake that he made, that it transformed that piece into something completely new and different. And so Miles Davis is known for saying that it's not the note that you play that's the wrong note. It's the note that you play afterwards that makes it right or wrong. So when we think about mistakes, when we think about, oh, I did that wrong, oh my gosh, it's not the thing that happened that is wrong. It is, what are we going to do about it next? What is that next step that we're going to take? You know, I do love my Brene Brown, and she says that life is best being lived, being bold and daring. That we sometimes become more fearful when we have a failure, when we have a challenge, or when we make a mistake. But that is exactly the time that we need to become bolder and more daring. So I think we need to live in the truth of who we are. Remember that even those challenges, even those mistakes, even our successes and our joys, they all bring us together and build us into who we are today. And it's that next step that we take that is going to propel us into the next part of our journey. And we don't know what that journey really is. We have an idea of what we want it to be. But I'm excited about the fact that regardless of the choices that I make, that I have faith that I'm going to end up in the right place, because no matter what I do, I'm where I'm supposed to be. So I want you to remember that. You're always where you're supposed to be, because it happened. So everybody have a wonderful day, and don't make any mistakes today, okay? And I'm not going to the Peace Bridge ever again. I'm just saying. Thanks.
Thank you for that. I picked a song that's called "Falling Down" that I wrote that I think fits really well with your message today. And I also really like how you tied in music and making. It's something I've always, because I do a lot of improvising. Whenever I play a wrong note, I try to use it. So I intentionally keep hitting that same note until it sounds like it was intentional. So but it's been it's been a really good tool for me. And music has been such a good tool in kind of teaching me that in general when I fall or when something difficult happens, that I'm able to look at that difficulty or that mistake and create something from it. And I think by doing that, and like you said, forgiveness and acceptance, when we do that, then we don't become the person who's yelling at the person who made the mistake, because the reason that they yell is because they're actually mad at themselves for unresolved mistakes. I think if we can remember that, then we don't get too caught up in people being cruel when we make mistakes, and just understand that it's so important to do that work within so that we don't create that cycle of anger. This is called "Falling Down." Falling down is hard to want to grow, for the sound is like breaking every bone when the quiet sets. and you know you're on your own. It's never easy when you must try to be alone, falling down with a broken crown. It's a long way down when every sound is heartache. You've tried so hard to make it all work out, just to realize that all that hope has turned to doubt. Well, once you sat on what you're told was your own throne, has now collapsed, and you're now left without a home, falling down with a broken crown. It's a long way down when every sound is heartache. Bottom will not cave you in if you just hold yourself again. Taking it all in, let yourself go and your heart will grow again. Just fall into your own hands. Hit the ground. Don't stay falling down. Welcome the sound as your heart starts to pound. Hit the ground. Don't stay falling down. Welcome the sound as your heart starts to pound from falling down, falling down.
Thank you, Angie. That was beautiful. I never made many mistakes, very few, but I made a lot of bad choices. They weren't mistakes. Okay, I have some announcements. The 2024 Unity World Day of Prayer will take place online from September 11th to the 12th, 2024. and will be a 24-hour prayer vigil. The theme this year is Moving Mountains, and the affirmation is fueled by faith. I can move mountains. Everyone is encouraged to take a few extra minutes during this time to pray earnestly and repeat the affirmations. Finances for the month of July. Total income was $3,372.30. Total expenses were $5,916.42. We had a minus of $2,544.12. But after last week, I'm starting to see a little bit of improvement, so I think it's going to change. I have faith. We'll move that mountain. We'll move that mountain. I would support ongoing monthly support and informal meetings for LGBTQ plus adults. 18 plus is a place where you can share your unfolding stories, ask questions, meet new friends, enjoy ongoing personal support, and lend your encouragement to others dealing with similar issues. The meeting dates for the remainder of the year will be on Thursdays, September 5th, October 10th, November 14th, and December 5th. In the back of the sanctuary, there's a list of critical needed articles at Medina's personal care pantry. The pantry organizers sent Unity of Medina a letter requesting we participate in collection of these items. Our church has been answering their call for help and will continue through the month of September. Many families experience an extra strain on their budget at this time because schools start for a new year. Thank you for your help and understanding. The church items in the storage unit are now on sale to congregants for a love offering. A number of items have been sold, and we look forward to downsizing that unit even more in the next several weeks. In the near future, items will be offered to the public. Please speak with myself or Will Klingel or Bill Sanger with any questions. This opportunity to increase income and lower our expenses for the church. As of today, so far, we have collected about $300. So we're getting there. So that'll help. Every little bit helps. And now Michele will lead us in blessing one another and any guests with us today.
Hello. All right. I don't see any new people today, so I would say if there's any new people online, welcome. We love having you. Thank you for being here. But let us take a moment to bless each other, to thank each other for being here and being present, being part of this wonderful community that is Unity of Medina. So we bless you. We appreciate you. We behold the Christ in you, and thank you for being here. And we're going to get ready for our offertory. This is the time that we show our generosity to our church, to our community, that we are supporting and loving. We know that everything that we do for the church helps to grow the church, and that we would not be who we are if we didn't have this church, because it is part of us. The church is not this space or the finances. It is the people that grow together, that move and have their being in the one Christ nature, that we support one another and that we support the world through our ministry. And so I want to say, if you have a gift that you would like to give today, whether it be online or here today, please take it in your hands. Please hold it. And let us repeat our offertory prayer together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we are grateful. Thank you.
I am so blessed.
am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed.
Father, Mother, God, thank you, thank you, thank you for all the gifts that we have received today, any received from online, and any that are coming this week. We are so grateful for every generous donation, and we see it fulfilling the work of our ministry. We are grateful for the prayers in the prayer box, for the answers to prayer, for everyone's wholeness and completeness. We see them rightly. And as we move out into the world, we know that we make a difference. Every small step we take brings us closer to that one power and one presence. And that helps improve the world. And so we say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. And now, if you'd like to join us for our closing song, we can form our circle.
Each